So hello and welcome to this Adobe Animate tutorial. Today we are going to create this HTML5 animated banner, and right now you can see what we are going to be doing. One thing that I want to mention is that in this tutorial I am not going to show you how you can prepare this banner for the Google Ads, because there are some additional steps, but I am going to provide the link in the description for the tutorial where I am showing that. And also I created the same tutorial or very similar tutorial in Adobe After Effects, and I am also going to provide the link in the description. But yeah, in this tutorial we are going to go with Adobe Animate, and right now we can start. Alright, so right now I am on the site Freepik, and I'm going to put the link in the description, and I'm also going to provide you the Illustrator file that I'm going to create right now. So if you want to skip this part, you can go directly to the Adobe Animate. So all you need to do is click download, then go with the pre-download and save this. I will hit cancel because I already saved this, and yeah. One thing that I want to mention is that if you want to use this commercially, you will have to attribute the author or go premium on the Freepik, but it's very cheap. And also with the file that I'm going to provide you, because I don't own it. But yeah. So yeah, I will go to the place where I have my zip file like so, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose extract here, and yeah. Now I'm going to double click on this AI or on this EPUB file, and it is going to open me this in Adobe Illustrator with some kind of warning about missing fonts, but I don't mind, so I am just going to hit close. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to create a new document, so I will go with Ctrl N, Command N, or you can go File New, and I will go with the 500 by 500, and I will choose Web. I want this to be pixels, RGB 72, so as it is by default, and I'm just going to click Create. Now I will go to the initial file, and I can zoom in with the Alt or Option and mouse wheel, and I am going to get this telescope and this tripod, and it is going to be separated, which is fine. So I'm going to click on the telescope with the shift on the tripod to select both of them, and I am just going to drag them to the new document like so. I can scale this little bit if I want, so I can hold shift to stay with the proportions and scale it little bit like so, but that's up to you. And yeah. Now I would like to get the planets from this one, because there is like more of them. So I am going to click on this and I will try to move this, but I can see that the planets and this shape are connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose ungroup, and right now I will be able to get the planets. So I am just going to drag them to the new document like so, and yeah, and I can go ahead and scale this little bit. So with the shift to stay proportion, with the proportions, and Alt or Option to go from the center, so maybe something like this, and I can move this little bit. This is like really optional. And the last thing that we are going to get is this shape, so I am going to click on this, and I am going to drag it to the new document that we have created like so. This shape I am going to make a little bit smaller, so I will scale this with the shift like so. Okay, and let me position this like so, and maybe a little bit less, something like this. Okay, this is fine. Now the last thing, and this is optional, I would like to a little bit change this shape. So what I'm going to do is I will go to the this anchor points tool like so, and I'm going to click on this point, and I'm going to drag, and it is going to change me this like so. Okay, so this anchor point, and you will have to click on this and drag this to make this like so. And right now I would like to position this, so I will go to the direct selection tool like so, and right now I can click, drag, and position this maybe like so. But this is optional, you can keep the shape as it is, but I would like to have this like so. So yeah. Now I will go to the layers, and I am going to have everything in the layer 1, and if I am going to open this layer 1, I am going to have 4 things. I am going to have the tripod, I am going to have the telescope, I will have the planets, and I will have the shapes, the shape. So right now what I need to do is click on the layer 1, click these 3 lines, and I can go to release to layers. This is going to allow me to select them and drag them outside of the layer 1. So right now I am going to have them on the separate the layers. Layer 1 is going to be empty because we have put everything away, so I can delete this, and yeah, so I am going to save this as it is. So I will go with Ctrl S, Command S, and I will go to the place where I want to have this, and I will just create a folder which I am going to call to be Illustrator. I am going to provide you this, but keep in mind that you will still have to attribute the author because I don't own it, but yeah, and I'm going to click Save, and in here I do not need to change anything, so I am just going to click OK. Now we can go to the Adobe Animate, and I am going to create a new document, and I will go with the same width and height as in the Illustrator, so 500 by 500, like so. I want this to be HTML5 canvas, frame rate is fine as it is, and I am just going to click Create. Now I will go to the place where I have my Illustrator file, so it is going to be in here, and I am just basically going to drag it to the Adobe Animate like so. In here I do not need to change anything. I have some options. Place objects at the original position. Yeah, I want this. Import as a single bitmap image. It would be just one image. We do not want that. Import unused symbols. We don't have them, so that's fine. And set stage size to the same as Illustrator. We have this, so there is no need to check this. And in here everything is fine, so I am just going to click Import. We are going to get some kind of, not errors, but warnings that some blending modes are not supported in Adobe Animate. In some cases this can like ruin the vectors, in other cases it's fine, so in this case I don't see much difference, so for me it's fine, and yeah. So now I'm going to have 4 layers, and I'm going to rename them. So I'm going to double click on the bottom one, and that's going to be tripod. This one is going to be telescope, at least I am going to call it like so. These one are going to be planets, like so. And the last one is going to be shape mask, because we are going to use this as the mask, and yeah. Now there are 2 things that we are going to be animating. We are going to be animating this shape, and we are going to be animating the telescope. The tripod we are not going to animate, and the planets we are not going to animate. So I am going to convert only those 2 things which we are going to animate the symbols. So I am going to click on this shape mask. I will go to the modify, convert to symbol, or F8, and I am going to call this to be shape mask. You can call this anything, or you can just call this as a default symbol 1. And I want this to be movie clip, and I am just going to click OK. And the same thing I will do with the telescope. So I will select it. I will go with F8. I'm going to call this to be telescope. If I'm going to misspell this, I'm sorry. Movie clip, and I'm going to click OK. Now in the library we are going to have 2 movie clips, shape mask, and telescope, and that's fine. Now I am going to extend the timeline for all of them, because I have only 1 frame for all of them, and you can zoom in and zoom out on the timeline like so. But I am going to move to maybe frame 300 like so, and I am going to select all of them. I am going to click one of them, and with the shift on top like so, and I am going to go with F5, or you can right click and insert insert frame. You could go with insert keyframe, but the insert frame is fine, so I'm going to insert frame like so. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start the animation. So I am going to select the keyframe for the planets and for the shape mask. So I am going to click on the keyframe and with the shift on this keyframe, and I am going to drag them, and I am going to move them temporarily to maybe, I don't know, 150. Later on we can reposition them, because at the beginning I would like to animate the telescope. One thing that I'm going to do is I will click anywhere, and I will go to the properties, and I will click on the stage, and I'm going to change the background color to maybe something like this. I am not going to be playing with the color, maybe a little bit like so, something like this. Okay, but you can choose any color that you want. I will go with something like this. Now I am going to click on the telescope, and I will go to the free transform tool, or Q, And I would like to change the anchor point, because if I am going to rotate it, it is going to rotate around the anchor point, and I would like to position the anchor point to be somewhere here, like so, approximately. Now we can animate the telescope. So at the beginning, for example, I can rotate it a little bit up like so, and yeah, and I will go to the frame 30, and I'm going to create new keyframe F6, or you can right click, insert keyframe. And on this keyframe, I can zoom out with the Control or Command and mouse wheel, and I can rotate it a little bit like so, maybe. Okay, and I will go anywhere in between. I will right click and I'm going to choose create classic twin. So we are just going to have this kind of animation. Now I will go maybe somewhere here and I'm going to create new keyframe F6. So the frames are just approximately like this animation is going to be 30 frames. Then this is going to be like 25 frames. So in between here, I do not want to have any motion. So I would like this to stay. And then I am going to create one more keyframe, maybe somewhere here, like 25 or 30 frames more, I don't know. And I am going to rotate it to the up like so, something like this. And I am going to create classic twin. So basically we are going to have the animation which goes little bit down, then it is going to stay in there, then it is going to go a little bit up. Okay, then it is going to stay in there. So I'm going to create new keyframe F6, and I am going to create the last keyframe. I will go somewhere here, F6, and I am going to rotate it approximately as it was at the beginning, like so. And I am going to create classic twin. Now, one thing, this is optional, but I would like to create some kind of easings, so the animation is not going to be linear, it's just going to make the animation a little bit better. So I am going to click on this first keyframe, I will go to this option properties, classic ease, and I am going to choose the option easy in out. This will just make the animation at the beginning a little bit slower, then faster, and then at the end slower. And I am going to double click on this first option, the other options are just the stronger version, so I will go with the first one and I will just double click, and you can do this one by one, or you can click on this one and with the Control or Command on this one to select both of them at the same time. And I am going to put the easing like so. Okay, so yeah, right now if I go with Control Enter, Command Enter to see this in the browser, we are just going to have this kind of animation like so, and yeah. Okay, and then the stuff is going to appear, but we will have to take care of that. So now I can go ahead and I can move these two keyframes, the shape mask and the planets. I can move them somewhere here where this animation is going to end. So I am just going to select them and I am going to put them in here like so. Okay, now I will click on this mask and I will go to the free transform tool, and one more time we would like to change the position of the anchor point, and I would like to position the anchor point to be somewhere here, approximately like so. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is for this shape mask, I will go maybe to frame 170, so like 50 frames approximately, and I'm going to create new keyframe F6, and on the first keyframe not with the shift, I am just going to scale this down. Okay, I am not holding shift, I am not holding alt, option, anything. I am just going to scale this down to the anchor point, so something like this, and this is fine. And I am going to go anywhere in between. I will right click and I'm going to choose create classic twin. Now I will create the easing one more time, so I will click on this keyframe, I will go to the classic ease, easy in out, I will double click on the first option, and this is what we are going to have. We are going to later on make this to be a mask, so the planets are going to be visible only where this shape is, but that's something we are going to do a little bit later. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to move maybe somewhere here, like 25 frames more, and I will go to the telescope, and I am going to create new keyframe F6, and I'm going to create one more time new keyframe somewhere here, F6, approximately, you know, 20-30 frames, and I am going to rotate the telescope little bit down, like so, okay. And I am on the same place where I am making the keyframe for the telescope. I am going to make the keyframe for the shape mask. So I am going to create keyframe F6. And I will go to the same place where this keyframe is, and I'm going to create new keyframe F6. And on this keyframe, I'm going to click, and I will go to the selection tool, and I'm going to move the whole shape to be in here like so. And right now I will go to the free transform tool, and I am just going to rotate this like so. So maybe something like this. And now I am just going to reposition this. I do not need to be on the selection tool. I can be on the free transform tool. Right now I am going to position this with the arrows. So yeah, so we are just going to rotate this little bit, maybe a little bit less, like so. And yeah, and now I am going to create classic twin for both of them. So create classic twin, and I am just going to, with the control, select both of the keyframes, and I am going to go with the same easing. So we are just going to have something like this. Okay, this is fine. And now I am going to wait a few moments. So I am going to create new keyframes F6, F6. So in between here, nothing is going to happen. We can make this space a little bit bigger. That's up to you. And then I am going to one more time create a keyframe for the telescope and keyframe for this shape mask. And I am going to firstly rotate the telescope. So I am going to rotate this maybe like so. And I can lock the planets for the moment because I accidentally moved them. So yeah, let me see. Okay, so I have the telescope rotated. Maybe I can rotate it a little bit more like so. Okay, and I am going to right now position the mask. So I'm going to position this on the telescope like so, and I am just going to rotate this little bit, and I can reposition this maybe like so. And one more time I can go with my arrows to make this like this, and I'm going to create classic twin. So create classic twin, and I am going to create the very same easings as always. So easy in out, and like so. So yeah, this is basically what we are going to have. I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter to see this in the browser, and this is what we are going to have so far. So yeah, the planets are going to just appear, and we are just going to have the shape, which is going to be like so, and then is going to be like so. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to make the shape mask to be mask. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose mask. And right now the planets are going to be visible only where the mask is. So what I'm going to do is, one more time, I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter. And right now we are just going to have the planets visible only where the mask is, and the mask is going to be animated like so. Okay. The one more thing that we would like to do is we would like to right now duplicate this shape mask. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose duplicate layers, and I will right click one more time, and right now I am going to get rid of the mask, and I am going to position this in here like so. But it is going to position me this as another like the mask like so. So I would like to get this outside like so, and right now I can just reposition this with the telescope. So basically I would like to have the shape mask as a mask to the planets. You can see that it is like the planets are inside because the icon is a little bit in here, and the shape mask, the copy, I would like to have like so. So if you are accidentally going to put it like this, you can just put it away like so, or you can put it away like so and then change the order. But yeah, this is what you want to achieve. And right now if I go with Control Enter, Command Enter, to see this in the browser, we are going to have the one which is going to be mask, and another which is going to be like the original shape, and this is what we are going to have. What I'm going to do is I will put the telescope to be on the top, because I would like this part to be visible, because otherwise it's going to look a little bit weird. So I would like to have this like so, and we are going to have the animation like this and animation like this. Okay, that's fine. And the last few things that I am going to do is I am going to create some kind of text. So I am going to create new layer. I am going to get a text tool, and I am going to get the white color, and I am just any font that really doesn't matter. I will just type explore universe with us, or just anything. So I am just going to make the text. I am going to with the Q3 transform tool scale this little bit like so. I am going to convert it to the symbol. So F8, I can call this to be TXT, text movie clip, and I'm going to click OK. And I will just go somewhere. I am going to have this from the beginning, and maybe somewhere here I am going to create new keyframe F6, and I'm going to create another keyframe F6, and I'm going to click on this. I will go to the properties, color effects, and I'm just going to animate the alpha to the 0, and I am going to create classic twin. So we are just going to have the text, and then the text is just going to fade away like so, and then we are going to have something like this. And the last thing that we can do maybe is just very simple button. So I am going to create new layer. I can rename this to be TXT, and I can rename this one to be BTN. So I'm just going to call this BTN, and I am just going to get the rectangle tool. I will get the white color, white fill. I will get rid of the stroke. I can put these rectangle options to the 20. This is just going to make the corner to be rounded, and I can just create something like so. And now I'm going to get a text tool with maybe some kind of blue color, but maybe darker like so. And I will just type something like explore now or anything, and yeah. And I will just position this like this inside. I can make this little bit smaller. Okay, and now I am going to click on the shape and on the text, and I am going to convert it to the symbol F8. I can keep this to be movie clip. I am going to call this BTN, and I am just going to click OK. And this button basically, I can get the keyframe. I have this at the beginning, and I am just going to drag it to the end, maybe somewhere here like so. So I can go in here, I can create new keyframe F6, I can go to the initial keyframe, and I can just put the alpha to be 0, and I'm going to create classic twin, so it is going to appear. Now at the end, if we want to extend this little bit more, because the animation is going to like play, it is going to stay for the moment, and then it is going to play again. If we want to make this little bit longer, we can just extend this like so with the F5, or the right click, insert the frame. Or if we would like to get rid of these frames, we can select them, we can right click, and we can remove frames, or shift F5 like so. So yeah, right now I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter to see this, and this is basically what we are going to have. So yeah, the text is going to disappear. We are going to have this shape, and yeah, this is what we are going to have. Okay, so yeah, as I told you at the beginning, I am going to put a link in the description for the tutorial where I am explaining how you can prepare banners like this for the Google Ads, because there are like many additional steps. And yeah, right now I will just show you how you can export this. Probably many of you know, but I will show this anyway. But one thing before of that, and that's if anyone have been here until the end, you can write me that in the comment. That would mean a lot to me. But yeah, and now I will have to firstly save this, so I will go with Control S, Command S, and I will go to the place where I want to save this, and I will just create a folder which I am going to call to be Animate. And I will go inside, and I'm going to call this to be Universe, for example, and I'm going to click Save. Now if I go to that place, to tutorial animate, I am going to have this animate file and some recover animate file, but that's fine, that's the same as the original one. And yeah, but once this is saved and I go with Control Enter or Command Enter to see this in the browser, it is automatically going to publish me some JavaScript, some HTML and some images to the place where I have my animate file. I am going to delete them because I would like to put them to the separated folder. So I will just go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, and I will go to this little icon, select publish destination. You can choose any folder anywhere in your PC, but I prefer to go to the place where I have my animate file. That is my animate file. We cannot see it right now, but it is in here. And in here I am going to create a new folder, which I am going to call index, or you can call it anything. And I will go inside, and I can call this to be universe.js or index.js, anything. And I will just click save, OK, file, and publish. And right now, if I go in there, I am going to have the index folder. In here, I am going to have some images, some HTML, some JavaScript. And if I double click on this HTML, it is going to open me this banner like so. And yeah, this is this is what we have created. So in the tutorial for the Google Ads, I explained all of the stuff, maybe not all of the, but most of the stuff about these publish settings. In here, we have some image settings, HTML, JS settings, and so on. So I will put the link in the description, as I said, and yeah. So yeah, this is it. This is all. I hope that you are going to be able to use this in some kind of your real projects. And yeah, thank you very much. If you have any question, suggestion, you can write it in the comments. And yeah, thank you. Have a nice day and goodbye.